So in the last class, we created the orchestration plan definition. We also created items and we have created scenarios, right? We also discussed how we can create a milestones and some jobs, right? Manual jobs, right? Today we will discuss about a automatic process, I mean automatic jobs, and then we will discuss what is assertizations and how we can actually link them. Because in the last class, when we placed any order, let me open any pending order. Yeah, because our whatever we have created, they are not actually linked with each other, right? So today we will also create a linking between all the orders, right? So the orchestration plan will work smoothly. Yeah, let me show you that. I just randomly pick one order. Just wanted to show you how it is currently looking. So see, those steps are not linked to each other, right? Ideally, there should be start, then should be document verification, and then there should be a step for completion. They're not linked. Today, we will also learn how we can link them and create a dependencies. But before that, let's talk about what is assertization. See, assertization is not a velocity concept. It's a Salesforce concept. Let's discuss what is that. So see, we have just a second. Yeah. See, we have first of all, let's discuss from the beginning. I just want to show you how the objects are linked. First of all, we have account, right? Inside account, we have orders, right? Let me also open that, right? This is order and this is our account. Okay. Inside account, we have orders. Okay. Here you will see orders. It's not showing. Anyways, yeah. In accounts, we have orders, right? And we also have basically price. Here you can say products too, right? Then you can say there is a price entry, price book entries. This is native Salesforce stuff, right? This is SFDC step. This is not something which Velocity created. This is a structure that Salesforce created. We have order, then we have products, we have price book, and some other objects related to that also. But let's say there is an issue in that case. Whenever you work on an order stuff, whenever you track or you maintain a order journey, your users continuously creating many orders, right? And it will be very difficult to follow that relation to display what is currently active orders. Let me discuss you what I mean by that. Let's say you let's discuss about the same thing. SIM card. We have maintained one flow where we are defining a SIM card entry. Say user purchased the SIM card. We have activated all this process. SIM card is active now. They have purchased a 3 months plan. In 3 months, let's say they have used this 799 plan where they get 3 GB data. Let's say, okay, this is their default plan. And then they also activated a caller tune. This is again for 3 months, and with the help of same thing, they also activate. They also order 100 GB data. Okay, let's say this is their default plan that they are basically using. And after 3 months, okay, 3 months get passed. After 3 months, they now change this plan to let's say 1799, which is let's say 6 months. Okay, they also updated their caller tune, and they also now require 200 GB data. Right now, if you want to check what is the current order, what is the actual status of the order, you need to go to all those places, right? You need to go to the account, and then you need to go to order, then you will find the products, and then you will get the price book, and then you also need to make sure you need to do some custom development to actually identify which is the current order which is active. So to ease of use, to ease of access those things, we need one object. Okay, that object will automatically update itself based on user section. That means whatever their current order, let's say for 3 months, for 3 months, 3 months, the order that they have activated is 799. Okay, once 3 months get passed, or before 3 months also, they requested to upgrade it to 799 plan. Then there should be one object who automatically replace this old value with the new value, and it directly linked to the account object, so that if we get, if as a as a provider, if we get a query from users which actually order is active, or we just want to track which order is active, we can directly go to this place and find this particular record, right? So this record that I was telling is what called assets. Okay, this asset is a place where we directly check which actual order is active for, and how we will check, we just need to go to the account. Okay, so this is, I tell you about e-commerce, right? I tell you about this communication domain. Same goes for e-commerce also. You in your product, let's say you have ordered 100 products, right? And which one is your current order which is going on? You can find those all things with the help of asset object. You don't need to follow this entire hierarchy. You need to go to the object, and then you need to go to the orders, and then you need to go to the products and all, right? Those things you can avoid. You can directly explore the asset objects. Converting your order, okay, converting order to assets is what called assetization. Okay, this process is not required. Again, this process is again totally depend on business to business. Some business doesn't allow to create any assetization, and some required to create assetization. We will discuss about how we can create assetization today. But this process to convert your order into assets are called assetization. Even if you check those objects, you will see most of the fields that you see in the order object are still there in the assets, because they are just creating this. But the benefit of assets are they will update based on the current entries of the order, right? And it is also easy to handle also. So in our flow, what we will do, we will create a auto step for assetization. Okay, let me actually show you the current flow. uh, Open the orchestration definition, and let me show you what things we will discuss today. Let's make it like this. So here, let me show you what I mean by that. See, what we will do after this start stage, we will create another step. Here we will call assetization. Okay, then we will use one step which use for document verification, and after this we will use complete stage. Okay, and all those arrows that I'm highlighting here, we will also check how we can create those arrows. The next thing that we will discuss, we will introduce another step here, which will be a different. This is your one header steps, right? Orchestration plan definition. We will create another orchestration plan definition for OCR. Okay, because this orchestration plan definition, which is the header object, is sometimes deal the entire team thing, right? Because you have your own rule to define. Let's say there is a different team to handle the OCR. So this we will discuss today also. Getting it? What I mean by that? You need to, here first of all we will introduce assetization, then we will link those things to the next steps, and then in between we will define one another orchestration plan definition for OCR, and then we will create a dependency for it also. Okay, so this will be the entire flow. Let me write it. First of all, it will be start is depends on assetization. Sorry, assetization is depend on start, and then next step, which is OCR, which is from a different order plan definition, is depends on the assets. And again, this is depends on document verification. And after then, once everything got completed, we will show a complete milestone. Okay, so this will be the flow, and this today class will be concentrate on those things. Let's do that. First of all, let's create a auto action for which, yeah, let's create an auto action for our orchestration. All right, so this is the plan definition object. Again, the steps remains the same. We need to click on item definition. And then here previously selected this milestone, and then we talk about manual action, right? Here we will discuss auto actions, right? Auto task. Let's continue. And then you will see those things are common here, right? The auto task section is not changed. Previously, you will see a different option. Let me also uh, open that also, so that we will get a line by line comparison. So I'm clicking on the document verification, which is a manual job, right? So if I edit it, you will see this is a manual task, but now it is auto task. Getting it? So let's previously there is a manual queue that we have configured, and here we have configured the URL of the scripts that we want to open. And here we need to configure something called item definition, item implementation, right? So let's go and create an item implementation. I will also tell you what is item implementation basically. Okay, let's just create it. Sorry. Okay, so see, this is a place which actually calls, which actually deals with the, you will see in the creation screen there are two things. First is the implementation, which is nothing your name. Okay, so here we will write assetization, let's say. Okay, and the next thing that we need to use is the name of the Apex class that we want to call to execute this auto action. Okay, for assetization purpose, Salesforce already created one class. Okay, this class is part of your velocity. Okay, so this class, what this class particular does, it will automatically break the order and convert that order into assets and link that order to the particular account. Okay, name starts with this auto task. Okay, this is the name of the class. Okay, you will get, I have already shared the list of all classes that Velocity created and that we will call to LMS. You will find the name there also. Okay, XOM auto task ascetizer. Okay, here it is clear what I'm doing. This is nothing. In this place, you always need to put a Apex class name. Let's say you want to trigger the email, you need to put the email class that actually triggers the email here. Okay, when you save it, let's say, yeah, you will see this is created now. And now if you go back, the plan definition object, we have created it, right? Actually, we have not linked it yet. Here we need to rename it, right? We need to call it assetize. And here we need to call that item implementation that we have created. And here, this is the place where you actually provide the Apex class names. I mean, the parameters names. Okay. And change this to global. If you make this thing global, that means it will be accessible from other steps also. We'll discuss about it, what I mean by that. But let's first do this configuration. Let me also summarize. We are now discussing auto task actions, right? For that, you need to go to item implementation. Here you need to name your job, and then you need to call the Apex class that you want to use. Again, it could be a custom Apex class also, but you need to implement the velocity packages. Okay, so that it will be accessible from velocity. Okay, the next thing that you need to do, you need to configure that class into order item definition here. Okay, inside that you need to define the assetize name, and here you need to give the parameters if any. Okay, in our case there is no parameter required, so that's why I leave it as blank. Now if you refresh, you will see a assetize task is created under the item definitions. Okay, now the next thing that I was saying, even if I create an order, you will see assetization is done. Okay, let's do one thing. Let's quickly create an order and see whether it is working or not. Okay, so for that we need to follow the same steps. We need to go to the orders. Okay, Let me quickly follow all those steps, then we'll check. One account, click on account, select a date, and yeah, that's all. We need to save it. Okay, click on CPQ. And then B2C. Here we will search SIM. Okay, this one, just add to the card. I'm just directly submitting the order. Okay. Next. And yeah, if you go to the order, actually in the layout, we need to drag order here. It's not visible in the account level. So let me open the order directly here. If you open this order, you will see. Need to edit the layout. Yeah, here we need to add layout for assets. Related lists. Yeah. Now you see the asset is created for it. Whatever we have placed, you will see there is an entry for that created, right? All those things that we are doing. So the class is basically doing the backend. It is saving these attributes to whatever we have placed here. Okay, so this way the assetization, like I was saying, is automatically linked here. Now, if I go back to the order, let me quickly show that also. Let's go back. Okay, now you will see assetization is there, right? You can also click here to check it. Okay, you will see this is linked and it is working fine. You can see the status is completed also. Okay, so all those things your Apex class will handle, and it will log those entries to that particular order too. Okay, so this is about that class. You will see the fulfillment request also. This is the particular order that for this it created the it basically created the assetization. Okay, and you will see this is the entry that we have created. Okay, assetization. Now let's discuss the scenario where we have discussed that the points are not linked, right? There should be first step, which is start, then start should be, let me open that sheet. Start should depend on assetization, and assetization should depend on documentation, and then it is should be complete. So let's see how we can do that. For that, you need to again go to the upper main object, which is plan definition. Let me close those things. Now, what is the next step after first step? The next step is assetize. Okay, so click this stage. Now scroll all the way to the down, you will see there is a dependency definition, right? Orchestration dependency definition. You need to click on new, and then it is based, just forget about everything, just follow the basic English. The thing is, assetization depends on which. Now check the flow. that we have. Assetization depends on start order, right? So what we need to do is here we need to click this icon and here we need to search the start order. And then we need to write the same thing here also. Assetize depends on start. Okay. Scope, set it to global. Don't change definition type. Okay. It's should be depends on always. Okay. And then save it. Okay, it got saved. Now let's pick the other stage. Here the OCR we will create. As of now it's no entry, so just ignore this thing. Assetization depends on start order. Now document verification is depends on assetize, right? So where we need to click? We need to click on document verification. So let's do that. This is our document verification. Open this and follow the same steps. Go to the plan definition and here document verification depends on assetize, right? So just open this and search for that. Assetize, right? Just select this, write the same thing here also. Document verification depends on assetize. Save it. Now go back again. Complete order is now depend on. Complete order depends on document verification, right? So same thing we need to write. Complete order depends on document verification. Now you can make it to global and save it. So this is how we will create the bindings. This is how we create those arrows. So let's quickly again create an order and check whether whatever we have configured is working fine or not. Yeah, make sure you also keep this thing as a global. And I will discuss you why I'm making this global when we discuss about OCRs, right? So those definitions and everything is done. Now let me quickly go and create an order. Okay, let's take the account. Okay, let's select this one only. And then use today's date. Okay, save it. Click on CPQ. Select price entry B2C. Search SIM. Add that to the card. I'm directly placing the order. Okay, this is the order. Let's save it. Now quickly open that order and see the orchestration plan. Okay, now you will see previously it was showing in this manner, right? Now it is showing in vertical, right? And previously all steps are green, even complete step you can see is also green, and it is randomly showing first like start and complete and then document verification. Now it is showing like this. And in the first day we also discussed all the completed tasks will be highlighted as a green. All pending tasks will highlighted as a blue and all future tasks will be highlighted as a gray. So same thing you can follow here also. There is a dependency on both of them, right? So if I go and open, if I directly open this and change the state to complete, then you will see this entire flow will be completed. Okay, if I refresh it, now we'll see all the flow will get completed and will reach to the complete milestone also. Now that's a basic flow. Let me quickly give you a recap what we have done and then we'll discuss about introducing another layer. Okay, because this is the first layer that is there, right? Usually we call it one team who is working on the entire flow. This line that you're seeing here, after this line, we will introduce another team which work on it separately. In our case, there is a OCR. Let me also take a snap and then open it into Paint and then see what I mean by that. See, this flow, this is a one team person who's doing that. And since OCR is something that we want to hand over to different teams, so what additional changes we need to do? We need to remove this thing. Okay, we need to remove this dependency, which is assetization and document verification. We want to remove this thing, and there we will introduce another steps for OCR process. Okay, this thing we want to introduce, and then we want to link this to that. So check the arrow. Now complete asset will be depends on OCR process, and okay, and OCR process will hand over the results to the document verification. So the information will go like this now instead of this. Okay, for that, why you can say we can directly use OCR in between there, right? Yes, we can also do that. But since we want to break this, and this is a separate team, this is a different team. Let's say this is one team and this is team 2. Okay, so team 2 doesn't have the responsibility to handle the OCR. That's why we actually break the process, right? That's why they have created this line also. Okay, whenever in your requirement you will get this scenario where you need to have dependency on different teams, I will suggest to create another plan definition object and then link it, so that in this orchestration plan definition it will be clearly visible who's working on what thing. Okay, so that OCR thing we will discuss how we can create it. And since this OCR is, we want to system to verify this, we need to send this information to third party. So we need to use the call out here. Okay, so this is a milestone, this is an auto task, this is a manual task, and this will be call out, and this will again be a milestone. I hope the structure is clear. So let's discuss this again. This entire thing that you're seeing is a part of orchestration plan definition. Getting it? These are orchestration plan items. All those things that we have created, orchestration plan items. Inside plan items, we have created the definition dependencies. Okay. Now, if all the dependencies are part of one header object, which is plan definition, okay, then they will show in one line. If you want to divide this into two places, you need to again create the header object for this purpose. Okay, so let's do the same. I hope you have these steps are now clear, right? Those object structure are now clear. Now what we are next that we are doing is we are creating a OCR process, and this OCR process will be part of different header object. So let's first create that header object. Orchestration plan definition, we need to go here, right? We have created same order, right? Let's click new and make it let's say OCR, and sequence will be 2. Okay, getting it? And scope will be global. Why global? Because we want these two level of elements to communicate together. Okay, that's why this scope is global. Let's save it. Okay, and since it's a plan definition object, it's a new object, it's a new record that we have created, we need to again link scenarios. If we don't link scenarios, then how Salesforce will identify which one we are talking about? Okay, as you guys are already aware, scenario is something where we actually tag the product. Okay, so there, if there is a common product in one orchestration found, then in the backend system will automatically take care about these things, about this thing, to joining those things. Otherwise, if you don't tag it to one product, then it will never work. Okay, how it will identify is based on the scenario thing. So make sure these having the same scenarios. Let's go and create the scenario first, so that the proper linking will work, right? Here you can see OCR again. This will be add. Okay, and then you can save it. We forgot to add product. Just use sim. Let's save it. Okay, so scenario thing is done. Condition we will discuss tomorrow. Okay, now let's go back to plan definition. Okay, here we need to create the item definition. Let's click on item definition. Here, like I was saying, we want to make a call out. We want to call a third party and we want to send some information to that third party, and they will return us a JSON response that we will send to the next step. Okay, this is the, you are with me, right? In those things. Here, this is a start process, and before assetization, we have already committed like users will upload their documents. And once assetization is done, we are making a call out and sending those documents to the third party. Okay, through JSON. That third party will read that JSON, that blob files, and return us a response, which is JSON. There they will give us specific fields, and those fields we will send to the OCR team. Okay. If the confidence level is less than a particular number, then this OCR team will not listen whatever, this manual task team will not listen whatever OCR return. It will directly check whatever the document uploaded manually. Okay, they will go and manually verify those documents. If those if those numbers are greater than let's say confidence level are greater than 95, then we will not assign any manual person to do those job. We will now convert this as a automatic job, and they will automatically complete the flow. Okay, for that, what we have done, we have completed this first row. We will remove this dependency. We will add a dependency to the OCR flow, and then we'll link it. But before that, we need to configure the OCR process. As I told you, OCR process is a call out, right? So we are now going to configure the call out. That's why I have selected a plan definition for call out also, right? Let's do the continue. And again, you will see the section of call out is not changed. Okay, this first step will remain the same. Let's change it to global, and this thing will remain the same. Now, see here, the things got changed. There's something called system information. Before we actually call out, configure those fields, let's first discuss about system interface. Let's create new. See here, it will only ask you two things. First is the name, second is the URL, nothing else. Okay, this is the place where we actually need to provide the resource URL. What are the URL that those third party expose to us? Okay, in our demonstration, I am going to use, let me just, yeah, I'm going to use this URL. What this URL basically does it, let me first tell you what this basically does. This accept the post activities. That means whatever we will use, we will in our process, whatever we will post, it will simply when I refresh this, you will see entry got created for this. Okay, you will see there's so many things got created, right? Why? Because someone is basically trying to post something, right? This is developed in Heroku platform. Okay, so let's say what we are doing is when we actually place order, that order will automatically capture in this platform. There will be a JSON created for that particular order, and this platform will return us a success or error message. Okay, this is what I'm using for the demonstration purpose. But in real lifetime scenario, you need to actually call your third party who's providing the OCR, maybe Google OCR or something else you want to use. Those things you need to configure here. I'm just telling you how we can do that. So this is the URL that I have copied, and I will use the same URL in the URL section. And here I will use OCR system. Okay. This is the system that I will use here, right? So first save this. Okay, just follow this recording again, and then you will actually understand what I'm doing. Maybe at this level, it will be very difficult to understand, but yeah, before we actually configure the callouts, we need to configure the systems, right? In system interface. I have used this in system interface here. Let me actually remove this backslash. And then we need to configure the system interface. Click here. It will ask you the system interface name. So we need to write that name here. And those things your provider will give you. Okay, so you don't need to take care about those things like what is the interface and what are all those things. Your yeah, here you can write the OCR system. This you can use. And next thing, basically your just a second. This path, basically your third party will give you what is the path that they want to use. Okay, so that is something that they will give you. You don't need to take care about it. Getting it? This path you see. Let me again go here. This is the base URL. Okay, but after .com or after something, you need to call a specific URI, right, which is handling those requests. In their cases, the URI is this. Let me scroll down. This URI, this mock EAA. Okay, something you need to paste here. What this URI does is, this is the, see, this is, you can consider your google.com or something, where whatever third party you are using. But google.com is using variety of applications. Okay, it also used for post something, it also used for get something, it also used for do any DML, it will also call in another applications, right? So all those things, the purpose of Google is to do all those multiple actions together, right? But in your case, you need to fire OCR thing, right? That OCR thing is specifically written in a particular URI that your service provider give you. What is the exact URI for that? That URI you will get from your third party. Same thing you need to configure here in the in the path. Okay, then once you set up all those things, there's something called implementation. Implementation is, it require basically a Apex class to convert the JSON, whatever value that we are sending to the third party, we need to control that behavior and send it into JSON, right? To do that thing, Velocity already created a class. They call it default system interface. Default system interface. Okay, then save it. What this class does it, whatever information internally we have, we will convert it into JSON and send to that particular system. This class will basically take care about that thing. It will convert everything into JSON and then send. Okay, so this is our system object, system interface object that we have used. Same object we need to use here also. Okay, here we need to call OCR system interface. Okay, this is the same thing that we have controlled a system interface. And you also know whatever external system that we want to call, we need to use it into the remote site settings, right? Same thing we need to do here also. Remote site settings. New. Use it here. Can use for OCR system and save. Okay, now whenever any call happen, it will take care about it. Now you need to go here and save it. Now let's talk about this also. Number of retries. Okay, let's leave everything as it is. Okay, just whatever there is, just leave it like that only. Will maybe in next class I will explain you what all those things are, but yeah, leave it as it is. But there are a couple of things that you need to take care before you do this. You need to also make sure you're following a retry mechanism. Like in the last classes, I also told you when we discussed about the callouts in data raptor side, right? Sorry for that. In the last class, when we are discussing about the integration procedures, I also discussed about retries mechanism, right? What if third party is down or your system is having some undo changes or due to any reason the process is got failed. Same thing here also. Let's say whenever we calling that third party API, maybe at that time their resource is busy, there is an unavailability or something got timed out. Then you can also use a retry mechanism to again fetch those things. Okay, so this will work for it. Other things that you're seeing, they are used for tracking the log level stuffs, right? What happen if anything is not working? Okay, we'll come to that point, but let's first configure the basic stuffs. Okay, so what I did is I have configured a item definition. Now, if I go back to the plan definition, you will see one OCR item definition got created. Scenario OCR is also created. Now, what next we need to do? Let's check this. We have configured the OCR process. This one is done. This one is done. Okay, complete. Now we need to add those dependencies, right? So let's check this OCR and now ask the question, OCR process is depends on which? Assign this, right? Assetization. So do the same thing here also. Just go back and select the select the plan item definition. Inside that you need to go and create the dependencies. Depends on assetize. Like the same thing. OCR depends on assetize. Save it. Oh, one thing that we forgot, we need to give the scope to global. Okay, now let's go back here. We need to actually open the previous this, right? So let me close that and yeah, go back to the orchestration plan definition. We need to again open the plan previous plan definition, right? Which is sim order. Why? Because we need to now control the last behavior, which is this. Your manual job, sorry, your OCR process, your manual job, it depends on OCR process. So now we need to go to the manual job, which is document verification, right? And we need to edit this dependency. Previously, it is depending on assetize, right? We need to remove this, and here we need to add the OCR. Sorry. Yeah. And then save it. Okay. So what I did, I basically changed the item definition records and removed this dependency and created the dependency like this only, right? So now let's go and quickly test whatever we have done. So I'm just closing the old flow. This is the last flow that we have written. I just keep it open. Now let's close this also and go and create a order. And no, this is our one plan definition. This is one plan definition. Start, it will first do the start, then it will do the assetization, then it should wait for the OCR. Once OCR return the response, it should now stop our process to document verification. And then once someone will manually verify, then it should show the complete state, right? This should be the expected behavior. Let's test that. We need to again click on new order, check account, set a date and save it. Okay, click on CPQ and select B2C, search sim, add that. And this time I will also give the number, the yeah, this one. Okay, close it. Now you will see it got saved, and we need to hit the submit button. Now it is doing all those things for us, right? If I now do the next and open that order, let's quickly check whether it is working. Okay, so you will see our start happened, assetization happened, then OCR is also happened, and then it is waiting for the document verification. And now this is the OCR team who's handling this. Now quickly go and open the this. Let me add a duplicate tab and refresh that. Okay, so you will see our number that we have given is now posted here. The character that we have given, what is the name of this thing, is mobile number. It is given here. You will also see the order name, which is SIM card, specific ID, order ID, all those things is now captured at this level. And what here this request got generated, right? Where this JSON actually generated and posted to that URL is now handled through the Apex class that we have created. Sorry, that we have used, not created, that default interaction, right? That we have used. That responsibility of this class is to convert whatever we have into JSON and send that to that particular resource. Okay, now quickly check this also. If you click here, you will see this is the request that we have sent. This is the same request that is captured at this level. Okay, it's the same request basically, and this is the response that your third party is sending. At this level, if it is an actual OCR, okay, then you will send something to this level, and there you will see some notes for phone number, mobile number, or all those third party application that we have used, right? All those things, right? ACC ID number, all those things, SSC ID number, PAN number, all those things will be captured at this response. And then we will send this response to the next stage in verification, which is linked to that, right? You will see the highlighted also because this is linked to that. And then if you open, this is linked to that. Then someone need to verify this and then complete the flow. Let's do that. Okay, I need to go and complete it. And once I do it, you will see it will all green. Okay, so your all steps are green. So this is the behavior and this is how it will work. There is no dependency that your particular stage is only dependent on one. Okay, you can again create another plan definition and you can again link this assetization to that also. There's no such boundary that one step will always link to one step. Okay, you can add multiple steps and configure multiple steps at this level. Okay, just follow whatever I did by your own and don't follow in this org because it is going to expire in 4 days. I will create another org today and try all those steps that we have done there. Okay, this is about the your entire flow. Now let's discuss two more concepts, which is actually sometimes important and people will ask them into the interview questions also. There's something called this MAC orders. MACD orders. Okay, sorry, MACD orders. Let's discuss what is this. Let me change the color also. Okay, so let's say let's use the same example. We have SIM card. Okay, our main product is SIM. All right, we want to deliver SIM. That is what our main product. The child products are, let's say, 4G data plan, 4G data plans, right? 100 GB data. Okay, caller tune, all those things, they are the child, and this is the master, right? The other definition of child is the MAC orders. Okay, this you will call master order, and all those three things you will call MAC orders. Okay, let's discuss what is this MAC order. Let's me write this M A, and here C, and here D. M means modify, A means add, okay, C means change, D means delete. Okay, this is nothing but DML operations, right? Modify, add, change, and delete. Let me explain you what is that. If you use modify, when your modify will work, when let's say your current plan is 4G data plan, 100 GB data you have purchased, and there is a caller tune. Okay, you actually change it to 200 GB in your current order, then this particular order will be considered as modify order, right? Now let's take another example. Let's say this add. Now, apart from this, you also want to, and this all is valid for 3 months, because your actual plan, which is your SIM card, is valid up to 3 months. Okay, then your contract will expire. You need to again renew it, right? In when even in 3 months, you want to add SMS pack also. So this order will be your add order. Okay, now let's check the change order. What does this change mean? Change means you, instead of using 4G, you want to use 5G, and all the 5G will affect your speed, affect your call, affect your SMS plan. Then this 5G plan will use as a change. Okay, next is delete. Let's say you don't want to continue with SMS plan anymore. Then the order, that request you will see, will be considered as delete orders. And overall, those all those things will be called MAC orders. MAC orders. Modify, add, create, and delete. Okay. Why I'm telling you this? Because whenever you work, it's totally depends. And wherever you work on an e-commerce platform, you want to work for insurance domain, you want to work for any health industries, you want to work for any communication things, you have to handle this MAC orders, because in your primary order, you will always get requirements where you need to change, update, delete, modify all those four things to your existing orders, right? In most of the cases, let's discuss the other scenario. In if I discussed this for the SIM card, right, which is e-commerce platform. Sorry, telecom platform. Now let's discuss about health industries. In health insurance, people purchased health insurance. Let's say I have purchased a health insurance for, let's say, 10 lakh rupees. Okay, and all the benefits I was availing as a 10 lakh. Now business scheduler call for me, and they are saying, hey, you can increase your 10 lakh and you will get your entire charges will become 12 lakh. But in this 12 lakh, you will also reveal any other things also. Let's say we will also provide you OPD. Okay, then this OPD will be considered as add. The actual plan, which is 10 lakh, is shifted to 12, is considered as change, and the order remains the same. There is just one order only, and the nomenclature would be MACD orders. Okay, just read this thing also in the documents. It is also well written there also, that MAT orders is a nomenclature, and it is not a one order. It is a combination of multiple orders, and it could be a one order also. And for fulfilling one order, you need to probably use all those four. Okay, that's why they will call MAC orders, because by providing one things, you need to change, you need to modify, you need to delete also. Okay, so that's why they call MAC orders. The next thing that I want to discuss is this on-flight orders, in-flight orders. Sorry. in-flight orders. This is also important. Let's say all this plan definition that we have created. Let me minimize. Okay, nice. Take snap. Whatever we are discussing here, that someone will start the journey from this, and then they will do the sensitization, then OCR will work, then the document verification, and then they're complete. That's so much controlled in our hands, right? But in real time, this will never happen. Never, not. I mean, in most of the time, you will see this flow will not work properly. Why? Let me give you a scenario. Let's say I'm the user. Okay, I purchase a SIM. Okay, and then it's selected. I have selected a plan for 4G data plan. Okay, and I completed the payment and everything is going good. And you have your backend system is also started running this flow. But after 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, I realize, hey, my phone is 5G supportable, right? And then I found that there is only $200 I need to pay, and I can simply switch from 4G to 5G. And in the system, I also get option to upgrade. And then within 5 minutes, I change this plan to 5G data. In that case, what you will do? Because now you are probably mid of OCR. Okay. And again, in the same order, for same customer, we will receive a request for 5G data. Then what you will do? How you will handle this stuff? For that, Velocity says you can do with the help of in-flight orders. What that in-flight order will does it, once get enabled, it will wait for completion of first step. Let's say 4G. The first step is 4G, right? So it will wait to complete the 4G till complete order. Then a batch job will run and again automatically schedule that flow from the first thing. Okay, it will automatically create another order and it will start the orchestration journey from the first place. And this will be effective and it will get updated to the assetization also because you have assetization task. Okay, so let me again clear. Let's say initial level someone order 4G data. Okay, and within 5 minutes or within a particular time duration, they have they have modified their plan and they have made 5G. In that case, that is another orchestration process will run, right? But since 4G orchestration is already running, we will not stop that 4G process. We will let 4G to complete it. And once this 4G process will complete, we will again change the sequence and it will start from this flow. And again, based on the rules that we have created, based on the condition that we have created, the orchestration will start. And the finally, when we reach to the assetization process, the actual data plan or whatever the actual effective plan will now converted into 5G, which is the latest choice of the user. And then it will also complete the other steps. Right? Order decomposition, order orchestration will start again. Okay. Don't be confused. Like if anyone plays 4G and within a certain time they switch 5G, we will cancel the 4G orchestration process. No, we will still complete it and then we will chain it again. Okay, so that's something that I want to discuss. All right, those are the points I want to discuss. Those are called in-flight orders. Okay, let me give you a recap on the topics that we discussed today. Today, we will discuss how to break one orchestration plan definition into multiple plan definitions and linked it together. Okay. For that, we simply need to go and create plan definition object again and use the same scenarios, same product that we have selected in the previous. Okay. Then we need to use the dependencies. Dependencies are basically you need to ask the questions like this. Your auto task is depends on milestone. Then you need to go to the auto task and create a dependency for milestone. Same goes here. You need to create a dependency for assetization. This is the first. This is the second thing we learned how we can create the dependencies. Next thing that we discuss is auto task. How we can create a auto task. For auto task, you need to go and create a orchestration item for Autotask, whose name start with, whose basically what to say, record type start with Autotask. Okay, let me show you. Okay, next thing that you need to configure is the Autotask section item implementation. This is nothing but a place where you actually need to configure the Apex class you want to call, and all the parameters you need to pass directly from here to the Apex class. Okay, and those parameters you can directly pass as a URL, and you can get those URLs through getting how normally we get those URLs, right? You can directly use those things directly. Okay, this way you will actually get how we can use it. Okay, next thing is that we have discussed is this. This basically call out. Okay, in call out you need to configure system info, system interface. In system interface there are two objects. One is system, which is the first object you need to create. Inside system you need to provide the URL. Okay, what is the third party URL you want to call out? Then inside that you need to define the system definitions. In system definition, you need to make sure this class, if you're converting everything into JSON, then this is the class default system interface. This is the class you need to use, and which URI you want to hit, right? Because this is the URL. Okay, don't be confused. This is the URL. And this is the path, which is the URI. So which under this service, which service you want to use, you need to name it here. And this will, your service provider will give you. Okay. And based on that, it will convert, it will do the job. And this class will make sure that you are actually properly generating the request, whatever in which format user want. This is something that they have manually created. Sorry, this is comes with the package. But if you want to change, you have your own view, then you need to create your own casting thing, which actually convert the response how your third party wants. Okay, then this is the section which request response happen. Whatever response that they are sending, it will be automatically captured at this level. All right, and then you need to configure the definitions, number of sequence you want to call, manual queues, all those things, right? You can also control this thing here, manual queues. If just you want to also break this thing here also, right? So they have given you this option also. Okay, even in callouts. So again, callouts can be a automatic process, or it could be requiring manual interventions. So there you can also call a callout also here. Okay, all those things basically are there. Retry mechanism and all. So those things we have discussed. This will complete the orchestration journey. We will have one topic pending, which is the conditional view, right? Where I will show you how we can add multiple conditions into that. So that we will discuss tomorrow. Next thing that we have discussed is the MACD orders, which is modify, add, delete, and create those things. Next is that we have discussed is in-flight orders. Okay, just view this recording again and post if you have any questions. Next day we will discuss some other topics, and I will also take care about the conditional thing. Okay, any questions? See, this orchestration is always gonna little difficult. Like I was saying, whether it is a velocity or it's something else, it will always be little challenging in terms of configuration. Why? Because it is very subjective. It is very, user specific thing which we need to configure. And Velocity is providing us an option where we actually require very less coding, and we can do all those things by just clicking and by just using and creating some objects. So most of the customers are only using this orchestration journey to use Velocity. They are not using UI. They are not using EPC. Okay, they are just using order capture journey to do those things where they just want to use the orchestration journey. Okay, why? Because it actually doesn't require any coding as such, right? You just need to do the coding when you are actually calling third party, which is also fine, right? Because this is not that difficult. We just need to connect with them, and they we just need to ask the questions like how, which format you want to get the data, and which format you want to return the data, right? Based on that we can configure those steps. So that's why I'm saying yes, it is a little difficult, but it is in its interesting, it is very easy when you actually have hands-on in it, right? You just need to do all those steps that I'm doing by manually by yourself. Then you will get an idea. It is not that difficult. Okay, you just need to follow those things. Maybe you will miss some steps. You need to again come and visit this recording. But yeah, once you get it, it will be easy for you to do that. All right, now I pause for any questions. If no, then we can break the day. Okay, let's connect tomorrow to discuss further topics. Thanks.